Hello and welcome to a new series of Global Eye from the BBC World Service. Every week, we'll bring you some of the most thought-provoking and compelling investigations from our teams around the world and stories that shine a light on hope and resilience. I'm Shuang Yuan, and I'm here in Mexico investigating the extraordinary story of a suspected Chinese drug kingpin, one of the world's most wanted fugitives and a man accused of fueling the global fentanyl crisis. He's known by numerous aliases, but his real name is Zhang Zhidong, a 39-year-old Chinese national alleged to have been the critical bridge between China's chemical factories and Mexico's most feared drug cartels. Chinese communities have existed in Mexico for over a century, and within them, in the gray space between legitimate commerce and organized crime, still have Chinese criminal networks. Zhang Zhidong understood our world intimately. A fluent Spanish speaker, he found work in the mining industry and built powerful connections on both sides of the Pacific. His access to manufacturers in China gives him something the cartels couldn't easily source themselves: the chemical building blocks known as precursors of fentanyl. His fluency in both cultures meant US prosecutors believe he became trusted by Mexico's two dominant cartels, the Sinaloa and Jalisco New Generation Cartel, or CJNG. It's alleged he sourced ingredients, supplied the labs, and trafficked the drugs up north to the US. In October 2024, Mexican authorities caught up with him, but events were far from over. This residential neighborhood in southern Mexico City is where Zhang Zhidong's story took its most dramatic turn. In what was deemed a highly controversial decision, a judge had ordered his transfer from maximum security prison to house arrest. That decision had dire consequences. On the 11th of July last year, Zhang reportedly destroyed his electronic tag, passed through a tunnel connecting his residence to the adjoining property, and disappeared. It came at a time when the US was intensifying its pressure on Mexico to fight against drug trafficking. For Washington, a frustration. For Mexico City, a crisis. Because Zhang wasn't operating alone. According to the indictment, US law enforcement identified more than 150 shell companies and 170 bank accounts tied to his organization. Zhang was exceptional, but he was not unique. American investigators believe there are others like him, bilingual, bicultural, invisible, operating in the same space. This is Culiacan, the capital of Sinaloa State, and for decades the operational heartland of one of the world's most powerful criminal organizations. The Sinaloa cartel built its empire on cocaine and heroin, but fentanyl changed everything. Unlike coca or poppies, fentanyl doesn't grow. It's entirely manufactured. 1 kilogram of these compounds, costing a few hundred US, can produce over $1 million worth of fentanyl tablets, potentially enough to kill many thousands of people. Prosecutors allege Zhang Zhidong was the critical link in that particular supply chain. I wanted to understand just how crucial a figure Zhang Zhidong was in the Mexican fentanyl trade, so I went to meet a coordinator for the Sinaloa cartel in Culiacan. We're not naming him to protect his safety.
Gracias a él se puede decir que la unión de los carteles fue que nació. Entonces sí podría ser el número uno, el rey, porque prácticamente todo el producto se elabora con material chino, mayormente todo. Entonces, gracias a él nació, o se puede decir que se expandió ese producto.
He nearly pulled off an audacious escape. Zhang managed to fly to Cuba after escaping his house arrest, and then on to Russia. But Russian border officials spotted his forged papers and sent him back to Cuba. This time, Cuba border guards uncovered his true identity, and he was transferred back to Mexico before being extradited to the US, where he now faces drug trafficking charges. Zhang Zhidong has pleaded not guilty and remains in federal custody in the US. So did Brother Wang's arrest affect the supply chain at all?
A pesar de que ya no esté, yo siento que la producción sí ha disminuido un poco. Pero, como le digo, la gente siempre va a buscar conseguir una manera. Y sí, ha disminuido, porque tanto el gobierno de aquí como el gobierno de allá se dan cuenta de la situación y el problema. entonces empiezan a haber más y más problemas. Por eso es que ha disminuido un poco. Pero esto continúa. La gente siempre sigue buscando y alguien lo va a producir.
If anything, Zhang's rise shows that this is a resilient system that can survive the fall of any man. The question now is how many more like him are still there?